Okay, good evening everyone. Good evening everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Let's start the class. Let's start the class. My dear, before I start the class, let's start with my introduction. Okay. My dear, my name is Ranjit Singh, and if I am talking about myself, I am teaching reasoning from last 24 years. It has been 24 years now since I am teaching reasoning. Now, in this batch, what we will going to do, we are going to cover banking, especially banking level reasoning, we are going to cover in this class. So, every day we have the class from 5:45. Monday to Friday, daily we have the class from 5:45 to 6:45. 1 hour rigorously we are going to study for banking reasoning. Is my voice is audible? Are you able to listen me, my dear? Just respond, just chat me. Is everything is okay or any problem in the sound? See, first we will go for some syllabus. What sort of topics we are going to cover, how we are going to cover, and thereafter what should be the weightage of each topic. These things we will cover first, and then we will start with our first topic, which is distance and direction. In today's class, we are going to start with the first topic, which is distance and direction. Manoj, good evening, good evening, good evening. Okay. Now, if I talk about banking reasoning, my dear, banking reasoning is one of the most toughest reasoning. Okay. So, if you are preparing for banking examination, one thing is sure, if you are able to solve reasoning, very easily you can qualify for the exam. You can clear the exam under the condition you are good in reasoning. Now, if I talk about reasoning part, in this class, we are not going to use any of the bookish method. Always remember, in the last 24 years, I have discovered some unique methods for solving the problem of reasoning. And that method I am going to share with you. Like in today's class, we are going to see one concept of distance and direction. Now, if you talk about this topic, in your banking examination, from this topic, in the pre-exam, the examiner is going to ask 2 to 4 questions from this topic. This topic has a weightage of 2 to 4 questions in the exam. Clear? So it means from this topic in your pre-examination, examiner is going to ask minimum 2, maximum 4. Now our objective is what? Our job is what? If the examiner is going to ask 2 questions, conformably we have to get 2 out of 2. Examiner is going to ask 4 questions, conformably we have to get 4 out of 4. See, my dear, in banking examinations, solving questions is not sufficient. Solving questions in minimum possible time is the art. Like if you only solve the problem and if you are taking more time, let's say any problem of direction has come and you are taking 5 minutes to solve the problem, you are over, you are out of the game. So our job is not to solve the problem. Our job is to solve the problem in minimum possible time, and this we have to learn from this class only. Okay, this thing I'm going to tell you how to solve any questions in minimum possible time, that you have to see. Clear? Now, whenever I talk about this topic, distance and direction, see, in this topic, the examiner is going to ask 4 different types of questions. First will be problem based on movement. Second will be problem based on rotation. Third will be problem based on shadow. And fourth will be problem based on reference. These are the 4 different types of questions that can be asked from this topic. Now, if I'm going to talk about banking examinations, in banking, the examiner is going to ask movement and reference. These 2 is going to come in your banking examinations. The probability of coming rotation and shadow is very, very low, almost 0%. If you just see the past year papers, in every paper, whenever they have asked any question from direction, they have asked either for movement or from reference. Clear? So these 2 parts we are going to cover in the class. We will start today's class with the first part, which is movement. How to solve any problem of movement in the exam. And then we will go for reference. Okay, in today's class, we will focus only on movement based problem. In tomorrow's class, again movement based problem. Third class, we are going to cover reference. And after 3 classes, this topic will be completely over for banking aspirants. See, if you are preparing for some other government exam like SSC or preparing for or railways, UPSI, in that case these 2 is going to come. But in banking examinations, rotation and shadow is not going to come for sure. But still some part of it we will cover in the class. Because in banking examinations, sometimes they use the concept of movement plus rotation. Movement plus rotation. From these two parts together, they will ask one question in the exam. Clear? Now, let's talk about movement. Let's start with the first type, which is movement. Now, movement signifies for what here? Here in this one, the examiner is going to ask about a person who is covering some distance. The format of the problem is something like this. They will say one day Ravi left home and goes 25 meters in the east. Then he is going to turn right. Then he will turn left. Then he will turn right, and so on. And at last, the examiner is going to ask, how far is he now from the starting point? This is the standard format of the question. This will be the standard format of the question. Here, let's start with one problem. I'm going to give you one problem and you have to give me answer for that one. Okay, let's start with question number 1. Here comes the question. It says one day Ravi left home and walks 25 meters in the east. He then turns left and walks 20 meters. Then he turns right and walks 25 meters. Then he turns right again and walks 30 meters. Finally turn right and walk 40 meters. Now the question is, how far and in which direction is he now from the starting point? Question number 1. Second question, in which direction is he facing now? So let's see, out of you, who can give me the answer for the first and second one? You have time for 2 minutes to give me your answer. And the time starts now. How to get the answer for the first one and how to get the answer for the second one? Here the examiner is talking about a person who is covering some distance. How to give the answer for the first one, how to give the answer for the second one. Let's see who can give me the answer. I'm still waiting for your answer here. How to get the answer for the first one, how to get the answer for the second one. Here the question says, one day Ravi left home and walks 25 meters in the east. He then turns left and walks 20 meters. Then he turns right and walks 25 meters. Then he turns right and walks 30 meters. Finally turn right and walk 40 meters. Now the question is, how far and in which direction is he now from the starting point? You have to tell me the distance as well as you have to tell me the direction. Like in which, how far and in which direction is he now from the starting point, that you have to tell me. What's the answer for this one? Okay, let's start with the concept first then. Let's start with the concept. Chalo, let's start. See, whenever any questions based on movement is going to ask, the most common method is to draw the map. You have to draw the map and you have to get the answer. This is the most common way to give the answer for the movement based problem. Whenever any question is going to come based on movement, the most common way is you have to draw the map. Map means the way the person is moving. Accordingly, you have to draw your map. If the person is going towards east, you have to go to the east. If the person is going towards north, you have to go towards north. So let's understand what is this direction all about. First of all, let's understand what is this direction all about. Means in this direction, how many directions we are going to talk about. So if you talk about direction, majorly in direction we are going to talk about these 3 A directions. These will be north, south, east and west. See, whenever I talk about direction, we will talk about these 8 major directions: north, south, east and west. Let's say somebody starts from this place and moves in this direction. So this is a combination of north and east, so it will be called as northeast. If somebody is moving in this direction, that will be between south and east, so that will be called as southeast. This will be between south and west, called as southwest. And this will be north and west, so called as northwest. So basically in the whole chapter, we are going to talk about these 8 directions only. These 8 directions we are going to talk in this topic direction. Clear? So we are going to talk about these 8 directions. Now let's understand one thing. Whenever the examiner is going to say north, north always means up. Always remember this. North always means up. South always means bottom. South always means bottom. East always means right. East always means right. And west always means left. Means whenever you see any word called north or east or south or west, so north always means you have to go straight up. You have to go straight up. East, you have to go straight right. For west, you have to go left. And for south, you have to come down. Clear, my dear? Because always remember, north always means you have to go up, south always means you have to come down, east always means you have to go right, west always means you have to go left. Like if you just see the problem, Here what they are saying? They are saying one day Ravi leaves home and walks 25 meters in the east. Means what? Let's say I am assuming Ravi starts from this place. So east means right. So Ravi will go in the right direction. And how much direction they will cover? They will cover 25 meters. Okay, this is the way you have to start in the problem. Okay, then he says, then he turns left and walk 25 meters. Now the major problem is which side should I take as left? See, most of the students will make mistake in right or left. So always remember, whenever they will say left, left always means anti-clockwise and right always means clockwise. Clear? Means whenever we have to plot the diagram, we have to consider some few points. So let's start with the points. See, point number 1. In any problem, the examiner is saying the person is going towards north, or person is going towards south, person is going towards east, person is going towards west. So it always means, north always means up, south always means down, east always means right, west always means left. Clear? Point number 2. How to control right and left? How to control right and left? See, whenever they are saying right, right always stands for clockwise direction. Left always stands for anti-clockwise direction. Clockwise means what? The way the clock rotates. Clock always rotates through right side. And anti means opposite to the clockwise means from the left side. Clear? For example, let's say person is moving towards east. Person is moving towards east. Now you have to find out which direction will be right and which direction will be left. How to find for the person who is moving towards east, which direction will be right and which direction will be left? See, right always means clockwise. So simply what you are supposed to do, simply put your pen on this arrow mark and go and try to go in the clockwise direction. Means what? If I am going to come bottom, that will be right and the remaining will be left. Understood, dear? Clear? Clockwise always signifies for right and anti-clockwise will be left. Suppose any person is moving towards south. And what should be right and what should be the left? So put that pen over here and moving clockwise. This is the way clock goes. So this side will be right and this side will be left. Suppose any person is moving towards west direction. Now again you have to find clock right and left. So right always stands for clockwise. Put your pen over there. This will be clockwise. So this direction will be right and this direction will be left. This is the way to get the right and left in the exam. This is the way to get the right and left in the exam. Right always stands for clockwise. Left always stands for anti-clockwise. Is I am clear, my dear? Is are you able to understand everything, dear? Any problem, anyone, any problem, you can respond me in the chat. Clear? Now, third point that should be kept in your mind while making the map is distance of parallel lines. Always you should keep this in mind, distance of parallel lines. Means whenever we will get any two parallel lines, then always you have to consider the distance also. Whenever any two lines comes out to be parallel, then always you have to consider the distance also. So these 3 points should be kept in our mind before we start plotting the map. Before we start plotting the map, these 3 points should be kept in your mind. First, north is up, south is down, east is right, west is left. Second one, for right and left, clockwise clockwise and anti-clockwise. And last point is distance of parallel lines. Clear? Now, let's come back to the problem once again. Now, let's do it. By the way, always remember, I am not going to use any bookish method in this class. So wait for the class to end. Chalo, let's start. It says one day Ravi leaves home and walk 25 meters in the east. So let's assume Ravi starts from this place. 25 meters in the east means something like this. So Ravi comes up to here now. Now this is, then he turns left and walk 25. Right will be bottom, so left will be top. Now the moment you turn left, stop for some time and just see if there is any parallel lines or not. There is no parallel lines, means no hurdle is there, you can go straight, and they have covered 20. Once you turn left and right, you have to stop for some time to see is there any parallel lines or not. If there is no parallel lines, no problem, go ahead. But if you find any parallel lines, that in that case you must consider the distance of that parallel lines also. Clear? Now they are saying, then he turns right and walk 25. Right will be what? Clockwise direction like this. So turns right and walk 25. The moment I turn right, there is no parallel lines, so no problem at all. No problem at all. Next one. Again he turns right and walk for 30 meters. Now just see. The moment he is going to turn right like this, now these two becomes parallel lines. So if this is 20, then this must, up to here, this must be 20. You have to consider the length of the parallel lines also. Now the person is going 30 meters. 20 has come, so it will go 10 meters more. Like this you have to plot in the exam. Like this. You have to break this in two parts. Next one. Finally turn right and walk 40. Right means what? Clockwise. So turn right. Now the moment I turn right, these two are parallel lines. So this is 25, this must be 25. So up to this much, this must be 25. The person has to go 40. So out of 40, 25 has been covered, remaining is 15. Now the moment he is going to cross this one, again these two are parallel lines. So again up to here, this is 25. The person has to go 15. So person will stop before this, over here only. Means now this is the starting point, this is the end point. Clear? Now question, how far and which direction is he now from the starting point? So whenever the examiner is going to ask distance, sometimes the examiner is going to use what will be the minimum distance, shortest distance, aerial distance. All means the same. All means the same. Means what? From starting to end. If I am going to join this by a line, what should be the length of this line? What should be the length of this line? You have to find. Now after joining these 2 points, if the line comes out to be a slant line, always you have to go for Pythagoras theorem. And Pythagoras theorem states that if this is the right angle triangle, this is P, this is B, then this has to be H barabar is equal to P square plus B square. Now just see, this is a slant line, this is a slant line. So now I have to go for Pythagoras theorem. For Pythagoras theorem, I need a right angle triangle, so this become right angle triangle. Now suppose this is 15, they have given this to be 15, so this to be 15. This to this is 25, so this must be 10. Now this is 10, they have given this to be 10. So this is 10, this must be 10, this must be 10. So distance is what? This has to be under root 10 square plus 10 square. Comes out to be under root of 100 plus 100 is 200, and that comes out to be 10 root 2. So distance comes out to be 10 root 2. Here again they are asking, and in which direction is he now from the starting point? Whenever the examiner is going to ask direction from starting point, whenever they ask from the starting point, always you have to draw the standard diagram at the starting point only. This is north, this is south, this is east, this is west. So south and east midway is called as southeast. So answer for the first one is 10 root 2 southeast A. Clear? And the last one, they are saying in which direction is he facing now? So whenever the examiner is going to ask about the face of the person, you have to say before stopping in which direction the person was going. So person was going towards left, and left is also called as west. So answer for the second one is west. Is I am clear? Dear, are you able to understand the class? Any problem in the class? Are you able to understand the concept, how to draw the map, how to get the answer? Anyone, any problem? Now, the best part is, whenever any questions based on this is going to come firmly, you should not go by this method. You should not go by this method. This is the bookish method, and I am not going to cover any bookish method in the class. See, in the last 24 years, I have developed my own methods, unique methods, and that method I'm going to share with you. So let's understand, whenever any problem on movement is going to come, something like this, whenever they will talk about one-person movement, or they will talk about two-person movement, how to get the answer without plotting the map. You are not supposed to draw the map in the exam, because whenever you will try to draw the map, this map becomes very, very confusing in the exam. It's not easy to draw the map in the exam, so because of this, you should not go by this method. In any condition, you should not go by this method. So let's see how to get the answer. Let's see how to get the answer without plotting the map. Without plotting the map, how to get the answer. So let's go for the answer now. See, whenever any problem based on movement is going to come, we are going to use one concept of NESW. This NESW will solve any typical questions in just few seconds, and that can be done without plotting the map. The best part is, you are not supposed to plot this map, dear. You are not supposed to plot this map in the exam. Without plotting the map, you can get the answer in fraction of seconds. Okay, now what is this NESW? N always stands for north. This is east, south and west. Always you have to write NESW. Whenever they will talk about one-person movement, simply write NESW and you will get the answer. Now next is what? Now you have to read the problem, and you have to write the distance covered by the person in the respective direction. See, if the person is covering 25 meters in the east, so write 25 below east. If the person is covering 10 meters in the west, write 10 below the west. If the person is covering 15 meters towards north, so write 15 below the north. Now, whenever right and left is going to come, so in this case, NESW, right will be your right, left will be your left. Means what? Whenever I have to go right, I will go in this direction. And whenever I will have to go left, I will go in this direction. For example, what should be the right of east? What should be the right of east? What should be the right of east? So east is over here, right means this side, so right of east will be south, right of south will be west, right of north will be east, like this. Whenever you have to go right, always go to right side, your right side, and whenever you have to go left, come to your left side. Like suppose NESW. Let's check for left. What should be the left for south? South left will be east, east left will be north, west left will be south. And if I talk about left of north, so left of north will be west again. Left of north will be west again, and right of west will be north again. Understood? Right of north will be east, right of east will be south, right of south will be west, right of west will be north. Here also, left of west will be south, left of west will be south, left of south will be east, left of east will be north, and left of north will be west. Clear? Now let's see how to get the answer now. See, whenever any problem based on movement is going to come, see, in today's class we are covering for one-person movement. In tomorrow's class we are going to cover for two persons movement, which always comes in your SBIPO or RBI Grade B exam. Up to this one, everything is clear. Anyone, any doubt? Anyone, any doubt? Chalo ji, let's get the answer. Let's see how to get the answer for the first one. Chalo. Whenever any problem based on movement is going to come, simply you have to write NE as W. Write NE as W. Now after this, simply start reading this problem and try to find out in which direction the person has started moving. In which direction the person has started moving. So here what they are saying, one day Ravi leaves home and walks 25 meters in the east. Means initially the person starts moving towards east and the person has gone for 25 meters. Done. Then he turns left. Left will be this side. So left of east will be north. Left of east will be north and goes for 20. So left will be north and 20. Then he turns right. So north right will be east. North right will be east. Then he turns right and walk 25. So right will be this side and goes for 25. Done. Thereafter, he again turns right and walk for 30. So right of east will be south. South will be 30. You simply have to read the statement and simply have to write the number. Nothing more than this. No complications, no headache of plotting the map. You are not supposed to plot the map. And at last, they turn right and walk 40. So turn right and walk 40. At the last point, you have to put your star. At the last point, you have to put star. Here. Okay, some complications. Okay. Chalo, I will see after class. Don't worry. Chalo, let's start. Now thereafter what is supposed to do? Simply add the number. This will be what? 20. This will be what? 50. This will be what? 30. And this will be what? 40. Clear? Then always you have to take north and south, east and west. Always, always, always. Always take a combination of north and south, east and west. Clear? Now let's see. Now from north and south, now subtract higher number from the lowest number from the higher number. When subtract, take the difference of these two. 30 minus 20 is what? 10. Highest is 30. 30 I have written in south, so that will become 10 south. Always you have to take the difference of north and south, east and west. So difference of north and south will be 30 minus 20 is what? 10. And the highest number is 30. 30 I have written in south, it will be 10 south. Same you have to do over here. 50 minus 40 is what? 10. Highest number is 50. 50 I have written in east. Get the answer. Done, done, done. Over. Now how to get the answer? How to get the answer? Just see. Now here the moment the examiner is going to ask how much distance the examiner is going to ask. This is what? 10. This is about 10. Simply what you're supposed to do? Simply square these two numbers and put in the square root. Khatam. Over. Whenever you have to find the distance, whatever number has come over here, simply square it and put it in the under root sign. Done. Now this becomes what? 100 plus 100 is 200. So answer will be 10 root 2. Same as by this method. Same as by this method. But here just see no complications. Nothing you are supposed to do. Simply you have to write the numbers and get the answer. Now suppose the examiner is going to ask from the starting point in which direction is he now. The examiner is going to ask in which direction is he now from the starting point. So whenever the examiner is going to ask in which direction is he now from the starting point, the answer will be what? This is what? South. This is what? East. If they are going to combine, that will become southeast. The answer for first one is 10 root 2 southeast. See, this is south, this is south, this is east. Let's combine these two. So south and east will become what? Southeast. So answer is 10 root 2 southeast. Understood? Now, if the examiner is going to ask, in which direction is he facing now? in which direction is he facing? Now, just see where I have put this star. Where I have put this star? I have put this star in this direction, west. I have put this star in this direction, west. So answer for second one is west. Understood? Understood, dear? So simple, so easy method to get the answer. No headache of plotting the map, no hustle of seeing the parallel lines, no hustle of right and left. Simply put the number and get the answer. Anyone, any problem? Clear? Now let's understand one concept more. Suppose any problem has come and I have written NESW over here. Let's say any problem has come, I have written NESW here. After putting the numbers, the number comes out to be 10, 15, 10 and 25. Let's say star it as this place. Let's put star at this place. It means what? If the examiner is going to ask in which direction is he facing, now my answer will be south. Star always means in which direction the person must be facing. The answer will be south. Now, if the examiner is going to ask that distance, how far is he now from the starting point? So in that case, I will take these two, I will take these two. Now, 10 minus 10 will become what? 0. 25 minus 10 will become what? 25 minus 15 will become what? 10. Bigger one is west. So, if any of these two comes out to be 0, if any of these two comes out to be 0, in that case, this will be your answer. The remaining will be your answer. Means what? Distance will be 10 and from the starting point, he must be in the west direction. Understood? If out of these two, if any one becomes 0, so the second one will become my answer. Distance will be 10 and direction will be west. Okay, let's take one more example. Suppose NESW. The moment I have written the number, this becomes 5, this becomes 10, this becomes 25, this becomes 10. Let's just star is over here. Star means what? The person must be moving in, facing in south direction. The person must be facing in south direction. Now, if the examiner is going to ask how far is now from the starting point? Let's take combination of these two. Let's take combination of these two. 25 minus 5 is what? 20. Bigger one is south. 10 minus 10 becomes 0. So if any of these two becomes 0, this is my final answer. Distance will be 20 and direction will be south. Clear? Now let's see example number 3. Suppose they have given NESW. Okay. Now let's say, after putting the numbers, it comes out to be 10, 15, 10, 15. Start over here. The star means what? The person must be facing in east direction. Person must be facing in east direction. Now suppose they are going to ask how far is he now from the starting point. So I will take combination of these two, combination of these two. 10 minus 10 becomes what? 0. 15 minus 15 becomes 0. If both becomes 0 means what? If both becomes 0 means what? It means the person has come back to the starting point once again. The person has come back to the starting point. Simple, simple, simple. If both become 0 means the person has come to the starting point. Clear? Chalo, let's go for question number 2. Now let's get the answer. ASAP, let's try to get the answer. Already we have seen the concept, how to get the answer. Now here what they are saying, Sandeep left for his office in his car. He drove 15 kilometers towards north. Okay, let's start with NESW. Let's start with NESW. So initially he has gone 15 meters towards north. So I will write 15. Then 10 kilometers towards west. So write 10 below west. He then turns to the south and goes 5. So south 5. Further he turned to the east and move 8. East will have 8. Finally, he turned right. So, east right will be south and goes for 10. So, this is 10 question mark. So, if the examiner is going to ask in which direction is he facing now, so answer should be south. Now, here what they are asking, how far and in which direction is he now from the starting point? Okay, let's go for it. This is 15. This is 8. This is 15. This is 10. Take combination of these two, take combination of these two. 15 minus 15 becomes what? 0. 10 minus 8 becomes what? 2. Bigger is 10 written under west. The answer will be 2 west A. 2 west A is the answer. The unique way to solve any question of direction based on movement. Understood anyone any problem? Have you seen this method before? Have you seen this method of solving these sort of questions like this before? Because these methods has not given in any of the books. If you search any of the books, you will not get this method. Hanji, have you seen this method? Let's go for this one. Now everybody has to solve this one and get me the answer. Just let's go for it. Let's go for it, dear. Unique way to solve any problem based on movement without plotting the map. Without plotting the map. And trust me, my dear, once we are going to cover syllogism. Syllogism we will cover without touching the pen. You are not supposed to touch the pen to get the answer of syllogism. Let's going to start after this topic very soon. See, in banking examination, the most important topics if I talk about is puzzle and setting arrangement. These two are the backbone of any banking competitive examination. And puzzles won't be so easy to cover in the class. So for puzzle, we will start from the basic. From basic we will start and we will cover this puzzle at least for 30 days in the class. 30 days we are going to cover puzzle. From basic to advanced. Men's level we will cover in the class. Don't worry. See, class cannot be one-sided here. Class cannot be one-sided. It has to be two-sided. Okay, let's go for this one. Hanji, what's the answer for this one? No one has responded to me. Why? What happened? Not able to understand the concept? What happened here? Not able to understand the concept? What's the answer here? What's the answer? Answer. See, here what they are saying. Arnav is looking for his father. He went 90 meters in the east. So he went 90 meters in the east. Before turning to his right means what? After going for 90 meters in the east, he turns to his right. Right means south. So here they have make the statement a little bit complicated. So try to read the statement carefully. Here they are saying he went 90 meters in the east. So initially he went 90 meters in the east and then he turns to his right. Then he's saying he went 20 meters. So now he went 20 meters. Before turning to his right again. Okay, means before turning to his right, he went 20 meters in the south. To look for his father's uncle's place 30 meters from this point. Means after turning to his right, he goes for 30 meters. He goes for 30 meters. Now, his father was not there. From here, he went 100 meters to his north. So, north 100 meters. Before meeting his father in a street. So, question over. So, put star over here. So, if the examiner is going to ask in which direction is he facing now, my answer will be north. My answer will be north. Now, here what they are saying, how far and in which direction? Same. How far and in which direction? He is now from the starting point. So, for distance, let's take these two. Let's take these two. 100 minus 20 becomes what? 80. Bigger one is 100, so north. 90 minus 30 is 60. Bigger one is east. So distance. So distance will be what? Whatever number has come over here, simply square it and put it in the square root. So answer will be 80 square plus 60 square under root over. This becomes what? 6400 and this becomes what? 3600. So 64 plus 36 is what? 10,000 and 10,000 root will be what? 100 meters. So answer for the first one is 100 meter. And now direction. This is what? North. This is what? East. If you are going to combine these two, it will become northeast. The answer will be 100 meter northeast is the answer B. 100 meter northeast will be answer. Anyone, any problem? See, this is a unique way to get the answer based on movement, question of direction. Let's do it. So here we are covering the basic questions. Now in the next class we will cover the higher level questions based on this, which has come in your banking examinations. And trust me dear, you can solve any question based on movement by this method only. There is no need to plot the map. There is no need to take the tension of parallel lines, right, left. Simply write any SW and get the answer. What's the answer for this one? Here they're saying Ramesh starting from a fixed point goes 15 meter towards north. Okay, movement. Whenever they will say the person has gone for this distance, so means problem based on movement. So initially he has gone 15 meter towards north. Then after turning to his right, he goes 15 meter. Right will be this one, so this goes 15 meter. So initially he has gone 15 meter north and then 15 meter south, sorry, east. Then says he then goes 10, 15, 15 meter after turning to his left each time. Means what? He has taken left turn for 3 times. First time he has gone for 10 meter, second time 15 and third time 15. So left will be this. So 10. Left will be this 15 and last my left will be this 15. How far? Simply they are asking for the distance. They are going to ask distance, aerial distance, minimum distance, shortest distance. Everything remains means the same. Okay, sometimes the examiner is going to ask what will be the aerial distance between these two. Whatever distance we are finding, that is called as aerial distance, minimum distance, shortest distance. Clear? So don't get confused in the exam. Now this becomes what? 25. This becomes what? 15. This becomes what? 15. And this becomes what? 15. Let's take these two. This becomes what? 0. This becomes what? 10 north. So distance will be what? 10 meter. 10 meter means B is the answer. B is the answer. Understood? Have you understood the concept, dear? Anyone, any problem? Anyone, any problem? Let's go for this one. Now this one you have to give me the answer. Very easy question I have given you. Ranju is at a fixed point and then he walks 20 meter towards west and so on. Waiting for your reply. What's the answer for this one? Okay, let's write NESW. Okay. Now Ranju at a fixed point where she goes 20 meter towards west. So initially she has gone 20 meter towards west. From there she goes 10 meter towards north. So from there she went 10 meter towards north. Then she goes 35 meter towards east. So east will be 35. And after this she goes 5 meter towards south. So at last 5 meter towards south. And in the end she goes 15 meter towards west. So last 15 meter towards west. Over. How far? Simply they are asking for distance. This will be 10. This will be 35. This will be 5. This will be 35. This will become what? 0. This will become what? 5 north. The answer is 5 meter north. 5 kilometer is the answer. A. A is the answer. Understood? Anyone, any problem? Clear? Okay. Let's give the answer for this one. You are saying Kailash faces towards north. Okay, Kailash faces towards north. See, our job is to find out in which direction the person has started moving. My first job is to find out in which direction person has started moving. Now here they are saying Kailash faces towards north. Facing towards north never means he is moving towards north. Facing towards north simply indicates that his face is towards north. Never means he is moving towards north. Then says turning to his right, he walked 25 meters. Okay. So north right will be east. So start moving in the east direction and the distance covered is 25 meters. Then says he then turns to his left and walk 30. So left will be north will be 30. Next he moves 25 meters to his right. So right will be this side. The distance will be 25. He then turns to his right again and walk 55. Right again and walk 55. Finally, he turns to his right and move for 40. So 40 question mark. The question is in which direction he is in now. So they are not asking for distance. They are asking for direction from the starting point. They are asking for direction from the starting point. So let's go for this. This is what 30. This is what 50. This is what 55. This is what 40. Take the difference of these two. 55 minus 30 will be 25. Bigger one is south. Take the difference of these two. 50 minus 40 is 10. Bigger one is 50 east. So direction will be what? South and east will together becomes southeast. D. South and east together will become southeast. So answer will be D. Concept clear? Now here in the same problem we are going to ask how far is he now from the starting point? How far is he now from the starting point? So answer should be what? That should be under root of 25 square plus 10 square. 25 square plus 10 square. And that comes out to be what? 625 plus 100. 625 plus 100. That comes out to be root of 725. 725. Clear? Understood. So in today's class we have seen one concept by which we can solve any problem based on movement without plotting the map. Without plotting the map. Now the question is, what about if two persons are moving in the same problem? Now if they are going to ask that Ram and Shyam start moving towards each other from 2 points 200 meters apart. In that case, how to go for NESW in that problem? How to get the answer in that case? Clear? So that part I am going to cover in next class. Next class that will be based on two persons movement problem. Next class will be two persons movement problem. Now here they see what they are saying. One morning Rita started to walk towards the sun. Now Rita started to walk towards the sun means what? It means what? In which direction she started her journey? Now here they are saying one morning Rita started to walk towards the sun. Towards the sun means what? In which direction she started her journey? How to get the answer for this one? How to get the answer for this one? See, there can be two cases. First case will be what? When the Rita is moving towards the sun, and second case will be when Rita is moving away from the sun. Or other way they will say like this. One evening Rita started moving with his back towards the sun. With his back towards the sun. What does this mean? Means anyway, two types of question is going to come. Suppose the time is morning. So morning sun will be on the east side. Sun will be on the east side. Now whenever any problem is going to come, there will be two cases that can be possible. Case number one. The person is moving towards the sun. Moving towards the sun means what? His face will be in the same direction as sun. Case number two. Backside will be towards the sun means what? The person will have face in the opposite direction. So here, what does it mean? It means if the person is moving towards the sun, means he will move in the same direction as the sun. The person will move in the same direction as sun. And if the person back is towards the sun, means the person will start moving in the opposite direction as that of sun. Clear? Now here, they are saying one morning. Morning means what? Sun will be towards east. Morning will be sun towards east. So you are saying Rita started to walk towards the sun. Towards means what? Rita will start moving towards east. After walking a while, she turns to her left. So left will be north. Okay, and again to her left. Again left will be west. Now after walking a while, she again turn right. Right will be north. Now the question is, in which direction she is facing now? So currently Rita is moving towards north direction. The answer will be C. Answer will be C. Understood? Okay, so in today's class we have seen a glimpse of the class, how the class is going to be. My dear, always remember, I'm going to cover every topic of banking except sitting arrangement and puzzle without touching the pen. Except sitting arrangement and puzzle, these two topics where we are supposed to touch the pen, because the problem will become very complicated. But for the rest of the topics, if we talk about inequalities, if I talk about input output, if I talk about direction, if I talk about ranking, if I talk about blood relation, any questions you can solve without touching the pen. And this art we have to learn, because if you want to save the time, you have to go for the tricks. You are not supposed to touch the pen in the exam for topic like blood relation, inequalities. Very easily you can get the answer here. So these things we are going to cover one by one in this class only. Daily we will have class at 5:45. Please block your schedule at 5:45 for reasoning classes. Clear? I hope you must have understood the today's concept, and from here we will start again in tomorrow's class, next class. Clear? So God bless you all. Take care. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Take care.